hope that you are doing well. So today we are going to be testing out if the foil glue method can actually work with acrylic powder. So for the foil glue method, I am applying a layer of foil glue directly onto my nail. I have already applied base gel as well as builder gel to protect my nails because my nail bed is a little bit on the thin side. So if you are trying the foil glue method, I highly recommend that you make sure that you have some protection on your natural nail. Some persons have actually tried this on the natural nail and have not achieved any damage. So, but for me, because my nail is on the thin side, I need a little bit of builder gel. So for this method, this acrylic hack, I need to use two tips. One of the tips is the normal tip that I apply to my nails, and then the other tip is a larger tip, one size up, because I'm going to be applying the acrylic powder to this nail, so I need that extra space. And I'm going to be applying the foil glue directly onto this nail because we're going to be using this as sort of a dual form for the acrylic powder. So what you want to do is apply a layer of foil glue onto the larger sized nail tip and allow this to self-dry. Again, this nail tip is going to be the one that we apply the acrylic powder to pop back off. Now it's time to apply your nails the regular way that you do. For me, in this video, I'm going to be doing the Après Dupe method, and I'm just going to use my Emelie primer to apply a thin layer just to the bottom part of the nail that I'm adhering to my natural nail. And then after I allow this to dry just for a few seconds, I'm going to grab my base gel, and I'm going to be using my Makartt base gel and just apply another thin layer of this base gel to this nail. Once I have the base gel on, I'm not going to cure this. To adhere this to my nail, I'm going to also use my Emelie Builder Gel again. So I know it seems like it's a lot of products that I'm using to adhere to my nails, but just be reminded that one, I'm a DIY and I'm not a nail professional, and then two, I plan to take these back off as well, so I need to have the reinforcement onto my nail. So again, I'm applying the Builder Gel, which is going to act as the glue to attach this nail tip directly to my nail. So once my nail has cured under the UV lamp and now that larger nail tip is dried, fully self-dried, now it's time to move on to the acrylic powder. Now, I do not like the scent of Monomer, so I am actually risking myself having a headache doing this video. So I do hope you guys give me a like and make sure you comment and share it with somebody. So I've poured this acrylic monomer, this liquid monomer, into this little dish, and I'm trying to look all professional here by sliding any excess monomer off of my brush like I see in, in those fancy YouTube tutorials. But you know what? Please don't laugh at me because I have no idea what I'm doing. I do not apply acrylic. I have no acrylic training, and I'm all winging it here. Okay, if you have to laugh, that's fine. You can laugh. Just be nice in the comment section because I don't know what I'm doing. So I take my brush and I think you slide it to the edge of the dish just to let off any excess, and then you're supposed to flip the brush over to the wet side and then dip it at a 45-degree angle, I think they say. And then you're supposed to flip it back over and then look at it to make sure that it's not too saturated, and then you just apply to the tip. So I am learning just as much as you are. This video is not for any acrylic pros or any nail professionals, but feel free to leave some tips down in the comment section. I don't plan to do subsequent videos with acrylic powder just because the monomer gives me a serious headache. So if I am able to find a monomer that's really low odor and doesn't affect me with the smell and all that stuff, I may continue to try to use acrylic powder because I have a lot of Saviland acrylic powder. So anyway, I'm just dipping my brush in like I think I'm some pro, and you can see me messing up completely. Like there's too much powder, there's too much liquid, it's a disaster trying to apply acrylic powder. So again, when you see these nail tutorials with these acrylic powder tutorials, just give them a comment, because they are doing a phenomenal job at being so good at forming and shaping these acrylic nails. So anyway, I'm just kind of gliding this onto the nail and just kind of trying to be fast because it sets so quickly. This acrylic powder from Saviland really sets really fast. But it is a pretty color. It is a beautiful glitter. And maybe I should have actually experimented with maybe just a plain color instead of the glitter one. But I just decided to grab any random glitter and just try to do this video for you. So I'll let you watch me for a few more seconds and tolerate this disaster of a nail, and then I'll come right back. Okay, so as I get to the base of the nail, I have to be really quick. So I'm trying to rush to make sure that it stays wet so that I can actually apply it to my nail, because if this dries, it won't actually stick to my nail. So what I'm doing is quickly trying to keep it wet and then apply it to the rest of my nail. Now, I know you may be thinking, okay, well, the other part might already be dry. And I thought to myself, oh, well, that part may not actually adhere to the tip. So I'm pressing down on this just to make sure that the base is secured. But what I'm thinking is that I'm going to go ahead and, because I did such a jacked up job with this acrylic, and if you can do acrylic, you will not have this issue. So I decided I'm gonna take some of the acrylic powder and just add a little bit onto the sides, and hopefully that will seal it all in, because you can still add on to the rest of this nail. So if you find that you're in a predicament where there's a little bit of space, just add a little bit more wet acrylic to the sides, and that should kind of solve the problem for you. So I'm putting some on this side. This is almost like an acrylic nail sandwich, really. It's like a sandwich. Putting some on this side, and then I'm going to flip the nail over on the opposite side and just kind of stick some into the cracks there as well. And once I'm satisfied that there is enough that I think the nail will be able to have a solid shape, then I just leave it alone and let it dry for a little bit. Okay, so the moment of truth. Was this a hack, or was this a complete failure? And I'm struggling again, as I usually do, struggling to find if this can come off. And you know what? It doesn't seem like it wants to come off at all. But then I was able to find a crack, and I was like, oh my God, oh my goodness, it actually works. You should have heard me screaming earlier. It's like, oh my goodness, it works. It is ugly. This nail is completely ugly. I know, it's really ugly. And you would expect this from someone that does not know anything about acrylic. So if you know how to apply the acrylic powder, if you know the correct monomer to powder ratio, this method is going to be your best friend, because it's going to reduce your filing time. See, I'm having to file because I didn't apply it properly underneath the nail. But if you know how to do it properly, then I think this could really work for a lot of people that struggle with forming their nails. So I'm taking an alcohol wipe, just removing that excess dust after I finish filing and buffing. And underneath the nail, it looks perfect. It's just the top part that's a little bit on the ugly side, but that's okay because I'm not a professional. So what I'm going to do to try to save this ugly nail is I'm going to go ahead and apply some base gel. You could possibly just use regular base coat, the normal one that they use with acrylic nails, but I only have base gel here, so that's what I'm going to apply. So I'm going to take my Makartt base gel and apply over all of my nail, and then I'm going to stick this under the UV lamp. Then I'm going to go in with my top gel and then stick that under the UV lamp to cure for around 30 to 60 seconds. Now, this is how the nail is looking, a little bit still on the ugly side. And to save this, I'm just going to grab some stickers and stick over that area where you can actually kind of see that there's a little bit of unevenness to the nail. So if you find that you have ugly nails, just grab some stickers and try to cover up that area. Now, I'm going to be popping this nail back off anyway, but I just did this video just to show you that it is possible for you to use the foil glue method to apply acrylic powder to your nails. So just grabbing a little bit of cuticle oil to put on these dry fingers, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The foil glue method works for both polygel as well as acrylic.